Hello everybody, welcome back. Now we'll begin with our next topic, that is percentage to fraction relation. There is a very strong relation between percentage and fraction. Okay, and why we have to find the relation between percentage and fraction and what is its use? We will discuss it, or you will come to know it in our throughout the percentage topic. Okay, this is a very important part, and the relation between percentage and fraction is very important, which will help you to solve problems within few seconds, within 5 to 10 seconds, any difficult problem. Okay, and this we will see it in our further problems. So before that, let us first see what is the relation between percentage and fraction. Okay, now if we say a person has scored 35% of marks, okay, so what do we mean by that? 35% of marks means he has scored 35 marks out of 100. Is it the same? 35% marks he has scored means what? He has scored 35 marks out of 100. This we can bring it in the least form, that is 5 7s are 5 20s are, so that is 7 by 20. So this is the least form of 35%, which cannot be further simplified. So 35% is the same as 7 by 20. Okay, and instead of 35%, if we remember the fractions, and using these fractions will be very helpful for us. How is that and all? We'll see. Okay, now if we say that there is an 80 marks paper, okay, 80 marks paper. So if the examination is of 80 marks, we say that if we say that a person has scored 35% marks, means what? It is 35% of 80. That is nothing but 35 by 100 into 80. So it is, when we cancel it, it is 5 7s are 5, 20s are 21s are 24s are 7 4s are 28, isn't it? Now if we remember the fraction, directly we can use the fraction and we can find it out in one step. How is that? Now if we knew that 35% is nothing but 7 by 20, what I could do is, instead of 35%, I could directly write 7 by 20 of 80. Instead of 35%, the fraction is substituted. So it is 7 by 20 into 80. So 1s are 4s are, which is equal to 28. So within one simple step, we got the answer instead of doing all these things. Okay, so this is nothing but if, okay, now I told you 7 by 20 is the fraction for 35%. Now if I say the paper was increased by 4 times, means what? 35% is nothing but 7 by 20 means what? 35 by 100 is similar to 7 by 20. Okay, that is, a person scoring 35 marks out of 100 is nothing but a person has scored 7 marks out of 20. Okay, 35 scoring out of 100 is same as 7 scoring out of 20. Okay, see, if the paper is increased by 4 times, okay, then the total marks is increased, that is 2 4s are 80. Then the person, what he has scored, this is the scored marks and this is the total marks. Okay, so the scored marks also will get multiplied by 4, that is 7 4s are 28. This is what we got here, 28 out of 80, 28 out of 80, isn't it? Now if I say the paper was increased by 5 times, okay, then we'll say 20 into 5 is 100. Okay, then the score what the person had got, that will also get multiplied by 5, that is into 5. So 7 into 5 is 35. The same thing we got here. So if we know the fraction, the ratio remains, the ratio between the numerator and denominator will remain same throughout. Okay. Now if I say the exam was increased by 8 times, then 2 8s are 16, then the total marks were 1 by 160, then it will get multiplied with the scored marks also, that is into 8. So 7 8s are 56. So the 7 by 20 ratio is same with all these, 20 by 80 or 35 by 100 or 56 by 160. So if we know that 35% stands for 7 by 20, okay, the same ratio or the same fraction we can use it to solve big problems. Okay. One more small example I will take and then you will understand it. You will understand it in a better way. Okay. Now for example, what is 5% in its simplest form, in the fraction form? 5% is written as 5 by 100, we know this. Now simplify it, it is 5 1s are, 5 20s are. So 1 by 20 is the simplest form of fraction of 5%. So if we remember that 5% is 1 by 20, so any difficult problem we can solve it easily. Now how is that? For example, they ask you 65% of 140. Okay. Now instead of finding out 65 by 100 into 140, instead of that we know 5% is 1 by 20. Then 65% means how much? To travel from 5% to 65%, it is into 13. Similarly, the fraction also will be into 13. Okay, multiplied by 13. So it will be 13 by 20. So directly I can, instead of 65%, I can write 13 by 20. Okay, and into 140 as it is. Then in directly one step I can say 21s are 27s are. So 13 7s are 91. So in one small step we got 65% of 140 is 91. And how this happened? By remembering that 5% is equal to 1 by 20. So always the multiplication of the number with the percentage is equal with the fraction also. Okay. Now similarly one more example we will take. For example, if I say 85% of 220. Okay. So if I know that 5%, okay, I know 5% is 1 by 20. So to travel from 5 to 85, it is multiplied by 17 times. 5 17s are 85. So with the fraction also it will be multiplied by 17 times. So 1 by 20 into 17 will be 17 by 20. So directly instead of 85%, if we can do it orally also. 5% is 1 by 20. So you can think that 5 17s is 85. So multiply it with the fraction also. So it is 17 by 20 into 220 as it is. Okay. Then 0 0, 2 1s are, 2 11s are. So 11 7s are 77, 11 1s are 11 and 187. Okay. So in the simple one step we got the answer of 85% of 220. So how this happened? When we remember the fractions. Okay. So similarly there are some fractions and the related percentages. Okay, we'll see it in the next video.